Good evening. My name is Thurman Greco, and the name of this program is Let's Live, and it's coming to you from scenic downtown Woodstock, New York, on the public access television program, Channel 23. And it's a special program this evening because I began earlier in the week a Tuesday night series of hand reflexology classes out at the West Hurley Library. And it's on Zoom, and I've had a lot of experience with Zoom, and there's a glitch on every program. Every time we meet, there's a glitch. So I'm repeating the first class in case there is somebody who didn't get some of the things that they needed at the first class. I'm also inviting anybody in Woodstock who would like to sign up for those 5 classes to contact the West Hurley Library. The program is already Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8. And I have never taught a hand reflexology class in Woodstock to a group of people. I have been teaching hand reflexology to a number of people, mostly on an individual basis, for years. And I enjoy teaching hand reflexology. I enjoy the differences between hand reflexology and foot reflexology. And I have students who prefer hand reflexology, and I have other students who prefer foot reflexology. And it's very interesting because the hands are really different from the feet. And of course, reflexology has been around. It's one of the world's oldest modalities. And it's worldwide, it's planetary, and it has been for thousands of years. But the thing about hand reflexology and foot reflexology is that back in before World War II, there was a woman in Pennsylvania by the name of Eunice Ingham. And Eunice Ingham preferred feet. She preferred foot reflexology. So she really put foot reflexology on the map in this country. Because prior to that time, a lot of people did hand reflexology. And of course, the story is that one of the reasons that they did hand reflexology was that you could use it for sedation in case when you gave surgery or had to do some kind of a procedure that might be uncomfortable. You could use hand reflexology to sedate people. But whether you use hand or feet, I think it's important for me to bring this out in the very beginning. I'm going to mention it again next Tuesday, this one little moment in the class. And you know, with foot reflexology and with reflexology, there is a goal. And the goal is to allow the recipient of the work to become more conscious of herself or himself. So that when you receive reflexology, and the same is true of Reiki, when you receive reflexology, you do become more aware of yourself. This last Tuesday, I had a woman contact me after the class, and she said, you know, than I have felt in years, and my hands feel better, and I'm so much happier with how I feel. And this woman had never received hand reflexology before.
We're doing the show live.
And hand reflexology and foot reflexology both empower you to assume responsibility for your healing. Many people come to a reflexologist or other body worker, and they don't feel that they are in control of their own healing. And when you receive reflexology, you begin to feel that you control it. And also, reflexology sessions allow you to make changes in your life that you need to make in order to heal yourself. And of course, these 3 things are not necessary. This is healing. And healing is often different from getting well. Often getting well and healing are the same thing, but sometimes they're two different things. So it's a different concept. And for those of you who are not all that familiar with hand or foot reflexology, there are some benefits. One of the things that's important about reflexology is that we believe, and my work has proven to me that it is true, that the human body is different every day. Every day we wake up and on a cellular level, we are different. So sometimes when you receive a reflexology session, the benefits may focus on one thing, and another time you may receive a reflexology session and the benefits will focus on something else. And it depends upon where your body is at the time that you receive the reflexology. And I know that, for instance, if your hands or feet hurt, or if they itch, or if they're tired, or if they're swollen, any of those things, you're going to get some instant relief. And a reflexology, whether it's hand or foot, offers you a detox. It does detox your body. And it increases the blood flow, which is very good for your circulation. And it increases the lymph flow. Now, this is important because the lymphatic system is the sewer system of the body. And the lymphatic system, if you look at an anatomy book, you're going to see that the circulatory system and the lymphatic system go right together. And one of the differences is that the lymphatic system does not have a pump. But the circulatory system does have its own pump. It has this beating heart, which continues to beat as long as you're alive. So if you are trying to get your lymphatic system to work a little bit better, then there are a couple of things that you need to do. And one of them is to receive reflexology, and the other one is to exercise and move, because movement is necessary to get the lymphatic system working. And it increases nervous energy, which is really, really important. It relieves tenderness and stress and tension. And that's very important because, for example, right now, I don't know anybody who is not experiencing stress and tension and redness in different parts of the body. And it relaxes the entire body. I was teaching the class Tuesday out at West Charlie Library, and I had with yoga, with Zoom, you see little snapshots of all of the people. And I saw a couple of them they just went to sleep. You know, right in the middle of the class. They were in the middle of giving hand reflexology to themselves, and I saw the heads nod, and I saw they went to sleep. Often that happens when a person has been having trouble sleeping, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a reflexology session or a reflexology class, you're gonna sleep. I know I go to sleep very often in a reflexology class when I receive reflexology. So it moves stagnant blood back to the heart, which is really good for your circulation. And this improves the blood supply to your entire body. And reflexology builds body awareness. We talked about that a few minutes ago. And it establishes homeostasis for all your body functions. And that's what wellness is. When you achieve wellness, and balance, you have achieved homeostasis for all of your body functions. Now, there are a lot of things that happen when people do receive reflexology sessions. One is that they, afterwards, they urinate more often during the day. They have better skin tone and texture. And they increase the mucus secretions in the nose and mouth and bronchitis. And this is really interesting because this happens in your nose and your mouth, and this is a result of the reflexology session. And your sleep patterns do change. You're going to sleep better than you have slept before. That is a given. And if you may feel dizzy or a little bit nauseous, and you may have fatigue or headache. And I have had people that I have given a reflexology session to begin to cry. And they have, listen, I've had a couple of times where a person has come to me and in the first session they cried during the entire session. That's a reaction, and it's a positive one, because the person needed to cry or they wouldn't have. So it's very important. And I know that when I was studying massage therapy, we went through a phase in our classes where students began to cry. And it's a physical thing, you know, it works on a cellular level. And fatigue is a very, very important thing. And it can be everything from just saying, well, I think I'll go home and take a little nap, to actually being totally out of it for a day or two. And that has happened to me, and it's happened to me several times to clients that I've had. And I can remember one December, and as a body worker, I was always busy in December. There was just no stopping. I was just so busy. And one year, right before Christmas, I had a meeting that I had to go to. In spite of all of these appointment after appointment after appointment of work that I had, I felt I had to go to this appointment. So I went, and we were sitting in this meeting, and everybody was chatting and talking, and all of a sudden, I just felt very, very strange. And I had just received an hour-and-a-half reflexology session from a reflexologist in Washington, D.C. And I just stood up and I said, you know, I have to go. And I just walked out of the meeting, and I went home, and I just laid down on the bed, and I woke up about 3 or 4 o'clock the next afternoon. And it was an amazing thing. I just had, my body said, this is enough, and you are going to relax, and you're going to go to sleep, and you're going to recuperate. And reflexology, that's a fairly common thing. It doesn't happen in a huge number of sessions, but it does. If you're stressed out, if you're pushed 10 to 20% beyond what is healthy for you, you're going to do it. That's because when you receive reflexology, your body's going to take care of itself. So now I'm going to talk to you about how to give yourself a hand reflexology session. And like I said, if you contact the West Philly Library between now and next Tuesday, you can sign up for this class. It's very, very inexpensive. And you will receive all these handouts that are on this table. But the thing you're going to do, if you're going to do hand reflexology, you can offer hand reflexology on yourself, or you can offer it to someone else. So if you sign up for the class and you have a friend that's going to join you, then you can do the reflexology on the person. Or if nobody joins you, you can do reflexology on yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to start out thumb walking up the fatty part of your thumb, right like that. You're just going to go right up. You're not going to go up on the finger, the thumb part. You're down here in this fatty part. And then you're going to thumb walk up the thumb and the hand mound from the wrist to the bases of your fingers. And you are going to walk up, then you're going to walk up the thumb and the first finger. So what you've done in the beginning is you've just walked along the palm, and now you're going to go along the finger and the first finger. And then when that happens, you are going to pinch the tissue. You're going to pinch this really soft tissue on the hand. And then you are going to walk up the palm. You're going to start, you were over here. Now you're going to go to the other side of the hand, and you're going to walk up. You're walking up the palm. Your hand actually, when you think about foot reflexology, we usually think about foot reflexology, we think about the bottom of the foot. Well, in the hand, you don't just think about the palm, you think about the entire hand. So it's a different approach. So here we have gone up the palm of the hand, and you're going to pinch now between these other fingers. And then you're going to walk, you're going to thumb walk over the palm from the outer edge of the hand to the thumbnail. So we've been going up this way. So now we're going to go across. And this is a very easy thing to do, because with hand reflexology, you are going to do the entire hand. And you are going to walk up the fingers on the inside here as well. Then you are going, now this is called the palm of the hand. So when you are through here with this, then you're going to turn your hand over, and you're going to finger cross the back of the hand, and you're going to use your second, third, and fourth fingers, and you're going across the back of your hand. You're not going up and down, you're going across. And this is really easy to do because you're using your fingers and you have these natural ridges between your bones. So it makes it easy to finger walk. And then you are using your second, third, and fourth fingers. You're going to press and stress the grooves between the fingers from the base of the fingers over the back of the hand toward the wrist. So you're going like this. And you're going to press and stretch each groove of all of the fingers. And then, using the thumb and your fingers, you're going to walk the soft sides of the four fingers. So you're walking here. And of course, this is very interesting because if you, for example, have sinus problems, your sinuses, if you have a foot chart, the sinuses are in the toes. They're in the toes. Well, in the hands, your sinuses are in these fingers. Well, there's more energy put into your fingers than there does in the toes. So that makes sinuses a more important healing tool in the hands. So while you may have a cold or a sinus infection and you're taking your medicine and you want to boost it along, then you start doing the hands along the inner side. And you're going to get a different, the hands are preferred for that. Okay, so we are going from the base of the fingers over the back of the hand toward the wrist. And then we're using the thumb and the fingers to walk the three soft sides. And you're walking from the ends of the fingers down the hands and from the little fingers. So you're going up and down and up and down. And then, using the thumb and fingers, walk the three soft sides of the thumb from the nail to the base of the thumb. Now this is very interesting because I just read to you an instruction which says that you are going to walk down the fingers and down the thumb, but only on the thumb are you going to be careful about that thumbnail on the thumb. You're going to start underneath the thumb. And that's because the thumb is so different from the other fingers. So it is treated that way. And then using your first and second fingers, thumb walk the hard side of the fingers from the ends toward the palms. So here you are, you're now walking down. You walk down the palm side, the soft side, and now you're working down the hard sides. And then, using your first and second fingers, you're going to thumb walk the hard side of the thumb from the end toward the palm. Now, with hands, once you have done that, you have actually walked over the entire hand. You have stimulated your entire hand. So now, you're going to think, well, what part of the body am I interested in? So I'm going to suggest, because it's easy to work with this on the TV screen, that we do the sinuses. So then you begin to massage the fingers, because that's where your sinuses reflex points are. So that's what you're going to work there. And then when you're through, you are going to give your hand a warm down. And by that I mean you are going to shake the fingers, you're going to move the fingers backwards, you're going to massage the hand, you're going to do different things to make your hand feel soft and feel special. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, we're going to go over this again, but we're going to go on the right hand, because we just did the left hand, and then we're going to do the right hand. So you start off with the palm up, and you thumb walk across the thumb. Now this is very easy to do for yourself. And in reflexology, we always try to encourage you to find a partner. Because if you find a partner, you're going to have a chance to rest and relax and release toxins and get well. You're going to have a chance to really respond to the work if you have someone else that's doing your hands and feet. So that's why if you're learning reflexology, excuse me, this is what, see what happens? I just did my hand and now I'm getting a little goofy. I know that one time I came in here several years ago and I was with Tony the Tapper, and he and I started doing a lot of tapping on faces and heads, and we were getting very, very giddy from all the tapping. I don't notice that hand reflexology makes me giddy, but I do know that it makes me very, very relaxed. So with thumb walking across the hand, the thumb, and then we are going to thumb walk up the thumb and the hand mound from the wrist to the base of the digits. And we're going to walk up the thumbs and the first finger. So here we go, we're walking up the thumb and the first finger. And then we are going to pinch the webbing between the thumb and the first finger, and then we're going to pinch the webbing between the first and second fingers. Now this is really important, because when you start pinching the webbing, you are doing a detox. You definitely are encouraging parts of your body on the cellular level to let go and release the toxins. So that's a really, really wonderful thing to do. So then you're going to walk over the palms from the wrist to the base of the fingers. And I suggest that you start at the outer edge of the hand, because that's going to be easier for you to do. So you're going to start at this outer edge of the hand, and you are going to walk the thumb mound, and you're going to walk the hand, and you're going to walk the fingers. And then you're going to walk over the palm from the outer edge of the hand to the thumbnail, and you're going to cover the palm by walking from the wrist to the base of the fingers. And so once you've done that, you really will have gone through this palm quite thoroughly. Now, you're going to finger walk across the back of the hand using the second, third, and fourth fingers. And when you walk across the back of your hand using the second, third, and fourth fingers, you're doing it 10 times, because that's what you're setting up your body to do. You're setting up your body to let go of the things it does not need. So, and you're going to walk from the outer edge toward the thumb. And using your second, third, and fourth fingers, you're going to press and stretch the grooves between the fingers from the base of the fingers of the back of the hand toward the wrist. And you're going to press and stretch each groove of all fingers. And using your thumb and fingers, walk the 3 soft sides of the 4 fingers. Walk from the ends of the fingers down the hands, and from the little finger to the first finger. So this is what you're going to do. So that you are working, you have now done the inside of your palm, you've done the back of the palm of your hand, and you are now working on the fingers. And you do that with your own fingers as you go up and down these ridges. Now, using your first and second fingers, thumb walk the hard edge of the fingers from the ends toward the palms. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to do using both of your fingers. And you're going to go up and down your fingers, and you're going over the hard part of your hands. And then, using your first and second fingers, you're going to walk across the hard side of the thumb from the end toward the palm. So this is finally what you're going to do. And then, when you're finally through with this, you are going to do what we call a warm down. You're going to spend about 5 minutes on your hands, giving them a chance to feel different, giving them a chance to respond to the work that they have just received, giving them a chance and giving you a chance to begin to heal yourself on some level. And you may not necessarily even know what is wrong with you. I know sometimes people will come and they don't really understand why. They'll show up, they'll say, listen, I need to have an appointment for a reflexology session. Oh, that's wonderful. Do you have any? Well, I don't really think so, but I don't feel quite right. I don't know what's wrong, but I don't know. And some of them will say, oh, I feel fine. I just wanted to treat myself because I wanted to do this, that's all. I always work under the premise that if a person decides that they would like to go somewhere and get some chakra work or reflexology work or any kind of body work, it's because their body is talking to them and saying, this is what you need. That's how that goes. I know that when I first moved here, I met a woman, and I don't remember the name of the body work at all, who did nothing but work on the joints of the body, which was an amazing session, completely amazing. And she lived over in Pittsfield, and I drove all the way to Pittsfield, Massachusetts, to receive this body work from her, and it was the most amazing thing, and I needed it. so desperately. But I wasn't really aware of it. I just knew, oh gosh, that's just something that I think I would really like to do. And sure enough, it was great. And it was great because I needed it. Also, I think it's important as you begin to book appointments, as you begin to go to different kinds of healers, to think about the 9 things that healers do not do. Healers do not cure. Healers offer healing and wellness, but not cures. It's 2 different things. The approaches are different. The practitioners are different. There's a lot there that's different. So there is a difference. Another thing is that when somebody comes to me, or if I go to someone to receive a massage or a chakra session or whatever, I'm not a patient. I am a client partner, and that's a different thing. But when I go to my nurse practitioner, I'm a patient. When I go to my dentist, I'm a patient. When I go to my physical therapist, I am a patient. But when I go to another body worker, I'm not. I'm a client. So the next thing that we do is healers do not recommend anything. I don't say, listen, what you need to do is you need to go over and see this doctor, or you need to go get this bottle of medicine, or whatever. I don't do any of those things. I work hands. I work feet. I work necks. I work, it's what I do, but not the other things. And I don't advise. I don't tell people how to go down their healing path. Each of us is in a private healing path. And we run across other people along the way on this private healing path. If that doesn't, that's our own private path. And I stay away from that. I don't interfere with that in other people's lives. And I do not prescribe any kind of medication, any kind of creams, any kind of liquid, none of that. I just don't. That's for the doctor. And I don't really examine. What I do is I work feet, and I work hands, I work ears. I have been known to work people's jaws. I have been known to do this around their eyes, but I do not, I just don't do a lot of examinations. And dispense. I have nothing to dispense. I don't have any medicine. I don't have a lot of creams and lotions, and I don't even sell essential oils anymore. Although in this book, I do keep a running list of the essential oils that you can use for different diseases. And I don't have anything to dispense. The only thing I dispense is my hands. I really just don't dispense it. And I definitely do not diagnose. If somebody comes to me, and this is fairly common, people come to me fairly common with plantar fasciitis. And I just do not tell them that they have plantar fasciitis. They have to go to the doctor and find out. That's not for me. I just don't diagnose. And I don't administer. I don't administer medicine. I don't administer fluids. I don't administer anything. All I do is work my hands on their feet or their hands. So that's primarily what I do. And now I'd like to talk a little bit about how, if you're going to try to work hand reflexology, it's really very simple. One of the glorious things about reflexology is you're not looking at rocket science. It can be a little scary at first because it's so different from anything you've done before in the past. But that doesn't mean you can't learn, because everybody can learn reflexology. Everybody can learn Reiki. Everybody can learn chakra healing. Everybody can learn all the different things that you need to learn in order to be a foot reflexologist or a hand reflexologist. One of the things you need to do is, once you figure out, say you want to do what is in the books. You want to do hand reflexology, or you want to do foot reflexology, or whatever. So what you do is you get the book and you go to the disease at the end. And we did a disease really earlier today, and it was a sprained ankle. We may choose something else, but it was an easy thing to do, although there was a lot of need for all kinds of stuff outside there in the yard because of the rain and whatever. But anyway, let's go this way. Let's say you have high blood pressure. That's something that everybody has. So you go to the book on high blood pressure and you find out what kind of diseases have high blood pressure with them, and what kind of body systems, if you're going to work a reflexology session, what kind of body systems do you use? So it's right here. It says digestive, nervous, brain, liver, and solar plexus. So you just go to those chapters and you find those chapters. And also, while you are working a system, it says here that if you're going to do hand or foot reflexology and you're concerned about it, that you may have a digestive system situation, you may have a nervous system, you may have a brain or liver or whatever. So what you do is you go back to the front where it's the digestive system, and you look up the digestive system, and it's going to tell you right away what are the body parts that are in the digestive system. And in this case, the digestive system is composed of the mouth, the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, abdominal brain, liver, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anal canal. Okay, those are the different parts that you're going to be working as a reflexologist. And once you have the digestive system, you're going to have, at the back, you're going to have foods that are nourishing to your digestive system, so there are some suggested things to eat. And you're going to have some essential oils to use if you want to use essential oils. And in any event, you are going to go also to the digestive system, and you are going to work all of the parts of the digestive system on your hand or on your feet. And it doesn't take long. And then after a few minutes, when you're through with that digestive system, you're going to go back to the section where you work and find the next system and go after that one. And include the chakras. Because you know, for example, if you have a digestive system, you've got a second chakra issue. So then what you want to do is you want to go and realize that you have the second chakra issue. You want to do all the things that you can that are listed in the second chakra section. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can deal with your health issues or your illnesses or whatever. But this is an exciting time now for all of us, because we do have now that you've been watching this class, we do have hand reflexology available to us now in this community. And one of the things you want to do before and after each session is you want to relax your palms, relax your fingers, relax your palm itself, and take care of your hands. And if you open your hands and they seem like they don't want to be flat anymore, you need to work on trying to make them flat again. Because one of the reasons that our fingers are so flat is because we all spend so much time on the computer that they're beginning to curl under, all on their very, very own. And so I want to take this time now to thank each one of you for coming into this program this evening. And I hope that I get to see you next Thursday at the West Hurley Library. And thank you very, very much.